Hey, what's up? It's Jason Yun. Welcome back, Improvement Warriors. Welcome. This video, I'm going to go over the hierarchy of the functional movement screen. So during your flow, your fat loss opportunity, or your training session, formerly known as workouts, there is a certain progression that we want to follow. So you want to attack a certain exercise before moving on to the other ones, and I'm going to explain what that is and what it's all about. Okay, so we have the 7 tests in the functional movement screen. So we have DS for deep squat, HS, just making sure you can see that, HS for hurdle step, ILL for inline lunge. We have shoulder mobility here. AL, SR, active straight leg raise. TS, PU, trunk stability push-up. And last one, RS, rotary stability. There are 3 different pods, so to speak, or 3 different sections that we want to break these into. So the first section is here, trunk stability push-up and rotary stability. Second one is shoulder mobility and active straight leg raise. And last one, deep squat, hurdle step, and inline lunge. Okay, so 3 different pods. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this pod here is the mobility pod. Okay, this one here is stability. And this one here is functional movements. Mobility is number 1, stability is number 2, then functional movements is number 3. So usually if we fix mobility, fix stability, functional movements will get fixed as well. Okay, but this needs to be fixed first because this can cause you the most damage, okay, with most pain, or cause you to be held back from progressing forward. Okay, we don't want to hold you back, so we red light certain exercises and give you different kinds of correctives so we can get that movement pattern back to 100% safe. And that's what we want. Because when we're 100% safe and we practice good form, perfect form, every rep, that's when we can take our performance and take our fat loss to the next level. That's what we want. This is an example of somebody's screen. Okay, so they got a 1 on the deep squat, 2, 2 on the hurdle step, so 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 2, 2 on inline lunge, 1, 2 on shoulder mobility, 1, 2 on active straight leg raise, 2 on trunk stability push-up, 2, 2 on rotary stability. Okay, so what we're going to focus on first and foremost is this pod, the mobility pod. Okay, so active straight leg raise is 1, 2, so is shoulder mobility. Active straight leg raise, more important than shoulder mobility. So we would focus on active straight leg raise first and foremost. Active straight leg raise is the most important of all the tests. Okay, may not seem like that to you guys, but it's the most important. It can do the most damage to you if we don't do some correctives for that. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get this up to a 2-2 as quickly as possible. So during your warm-up, okay, so remember, if you're doing a 10, if we have a 10 exercise warm-up, you are going to be doing 4 different correctives in that warm-up. Okay, so I would have you perform maybe 3, maybe even 4 rounds. Okay, so doing your entire corrective section dedicated to the correctives of the active straight leg raise. So active straight leg raise is leg lowering. Okay, so we work that pattern so we can fix it as quick as possible. Okay, active straight leg raise is the most important, but it's also the easiest to fix. Okay, so we might be able to fix it in 2 sessions. Okay, or 2 workouts, 2 flows. Okay, sometimes it might take 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. Okay, but we can fix it all right? And that's what we want to focus on. So we want to focus on the biggest issue. During your warm-up, you would be hitting those active straight leg raise correctives to get this fixed, okay? And then during your workout, you'll also, any kind of active straight leg raise, red light that comes up, you would hit those correctives as well. So any deadlifts, hip dominant exercises, swings, things like that, okay? You would go and do those correctives to fix that as quick as possible, okay? But also during your workout, you would be red lighted for shoulder mobility because you have an asymmetry there, and you'd be red lighted for the deep squat, okay? So if those exercises come up, all right, we might have you do the correctives for the active straight leg raise, and we might have you do the correctives for those certain exercises, okay? That's going to be on a case-by-case basis, all right, and we will let you know absolutely for sure before your training session starts, okay? But first and foremost is to fix the most important one, which is the active straight leg raise. So say we fixed it now, we fixed it after 3 training sessions, okay? So now you're up to a 2 and a 2 on both sides. So you're asymmetrical on your active straight leg raise, okay? Now we still have 2 other problems. We have asymmetry here, we have 1 here, okay? Just so you know, deep squat is the least important of the exercises because if we fix everything else, the deep squat will probably get fixed. Yeah, and in this pod, it goes, this one's number 1, this one's number 2, deep squat is number 3, okay? This is more important because it's a single leg motion and it's, 2 points of contact. So you got your upper back, you're holding the pipe here, and then you're doing the split squat, and then here you're doing one side at a time. So this movement is the deep squat. It's one of our most primal movements, but again, it will probably get fixed if we fix down here and fix these first, okay? But I don't want to get off track too much, okay? So we fixed active straight leg raise, and so shoulder mobility would be the next one we want to fix, okay? So during your warm-ups, everything's going to be focused on shoulder mobility, okay? During your warm-up correctives, everything will be focused on shoulder mobility, all right? Any shoulder mobility exercises, so any pressing exercises, things like that come up in the workout, you would go doing your shoulder mobility correctives as well, okay? So then we fix that, okay? So now we're up to a 2-2 here. Everything is 2s except for our friend, the squat, okay? So now you would do the correctives for the squat to fix the squat, okay? So in the warm-up, you do all 4 exercises for your correctives. If squat comes up in the workout, or squat type of pattern comes up in the workout or the flow session, you would do correctives for the deep squat, and then you would fix that as soon as possible, okay? So that's basically how it would work, okay? So we would fix these first, active straight leg raise first, then shoulder mobility. Second is this pod here, okay? With rotary stability being more important than the trunk stability push-up, okay? So this is number 1, this is number 2 in here, this is number 1 in here, number 2 in here, and then 1, 2, 3, okay? So we have a hierarchy. We know exactly what we need to attack first, so we'll let you know exactly what you'll be doing after your screen is over. If you have any additional questions, please let us know. That's how we get you from a 1, a red light, up to a green light. Truly and honestly, if you have a 1, okay, our goal is to get you off that 1 up to a 2. Okay, if you're asymmetrical, to get you to symmetrical. All right, so we have a 1, 2, 2, 3. We want to get you up to that symmetrical point as quickly as possible. Okay. All right, so we want you, during the actual training session, to be doing all of the green lights on the board, okay? We want you to have the black band, okay? So the only time we want you to do, that we truly want you to do correctives is during your warm-up, okay? Or 5, 10, 15 minutes before class starts. Finally, one last point, if you're all 2s straight down, okay, next thing would be to get the 3s, okay? So, yeah, then we would just do correctives to get yourself up to a 3 on all the exercises. So still focusing on the pods of most importance, so active straight leg rise, number 1, shoulder mobility, number 2, rotor stability, number 3, push-up, number 4, inline lunge, 5, hurdle step, 6, deep squat, 7, okay? But also you can, when you are all at 2s, you can spread your correctives out a little more, but it'll just keep in mind it'll take more time to get to a 3 than if you just blast those correctives for that exercise. Okay? So that is it. Hope you learned something. Hope I wasn't too confusing. Again, if you do have any questions, just email me, Jason Yun, at improvementwarriorfitness.com. Okay? Until next time, stay strong, stay positive, be the improvement warrior.